Three, two, one. What's going on, folks? Welcome to 34 Questions. Tonight, I have a very special guest. Rassim is in the building. How you doing, Rassim?
Hey yo, God bless, bro. I'm chilling. Good to be here. Good to catch up.
Absolutely, man. Thank you again for coming on, taking time out of your day to stop by and reconnect. It's been a minute since me and Rassim connected. It's been about almost 8 years, 8 more. So definitely happy to have you on, man.
Yeah, no, glad to be here, man.
For those who are unaware of the flow of the show, we do some intro questions, some warm-up questions just to set the tone and jump into the main interview where you 34. So, you Rassim?
Sounds good to me.
All right, man. Well, my very first question for you is, how have you been? It's crazy times right now. I don't know when it's never crazy, but how you been lately?
Oh man, I feel alive, I mean, honestly, like everything's starting to come up. I made some pretty big moves last year, and I've just been really in my own head in like a good way for once. Like I feel like I hate to sound cliche, but that coming of age kind of thing where it's like, all right, like I'm up. I feel like I'm up right now. And it's like my turn to kind of do my thing, and yeah, I don't know, man. I'm feeling good.
Well, I'm glad to hear, man. I'm glad to hear. And yeah, I mean, I think I've just started to feel that feeling as just doing what I do, knowing everything. But I'm glad that you doing it earlier than I am. That's great. But yeah, what would you say has been, like, I guess, your highlight of 2020?
2020. All right. Well, I know this wasn't the smartest move, but so I ended up going back to school in 2020 out here in New York. So I literally just mid quarantine just picked my stuff up and just left California. And I didn't fold. That was actually something I was straight up concerned about. Like I didn't fold, and things have just been going well. I feel like I'm again, like, just going back to what I'm saying, just like spread on my own wings and just kind of making my own network and just kind of working things out for myself. Like I don't have a safety net out here. Like I didn't know anybody out here.
Yeah.
So and I mean, it was hard to get to know people. I mean, for sure. So just being able to, just break out of my own shell and just be my own company for a little bit and get through that. I'd say that's my highlight, honestly.
Oh.
It wasn't a highlight the whole time. Like,
yeah. I got you. So damn, man, you in New York now.
I am. I'm in Brooklyn right now. Shout out Brooklyn.
Yeah, you guys are killing it right now in the playoffs. Probably gonna take it all the way. But I was gonna say, is it the place where you're just hustling, or you thinking of that's the place for you out there in the East Coast now?
I don't know. There's just something about California, man. Like, it's cool to be out here for like a couple years, like get everything together. But I feel like the Bay's calling me back home. Like either the Bay or SoCal. Like that's just like my bread and butter. You can't. I don't know. You can't beat that. It's just. Oh no, there's something about California, man. Like I've been around a bit, and it's just there's just nothing's the same.
Feel you, man. Would you say the Bay has like its own flavor of people? If I go around, and I haven't been around the world or nothing, but if you met people that are like, oh, like us or different energy.
Oh, it's a completely different energy from like LA, I'd say. I feel like it's like a different state, like up in the Bay versus down there for sure. But yeah, compared to it's like this really weird vibe because you just have all of these talented people. You have these artists, you have people it's just like a whole, I don't even know how to put it. It's like a fever dream where everyone's just kind of like going after it, but it's also just like a chill vibe, It's like, I feel like in LA, everyone's trying to be, like a model or like a movie star. You really have that hustler mentality, but in the Bay, it's a different hustle. Like everyone's working, but there's just like a calm to it, I think everyone kind of has more of a handle on it. Like if you're out there, it's because like you're with it, you can handle it. And that kind of patience, but like the same kind of hustle, kind of put together. That's how I feel. That's how I see the Bay, and that's why I love it so much. Like, that's, I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does, man. I got you. We'll move on to some icebreakers right now.
All right.
So the first one is a one-word spelling bee.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You feel confident in your skills, or?
I mean, we're about to see.
Yeah. Don't worry. It's nothing too crazy. Like no crazy medical term. Your word is gonna be Presbyterian.
Presbyterian. I'm gonna start with a P. R. E. S. B. I'll go though. I think it's a Y. I know there's a Y somewhere in there. T. E. R. I. A. N.
You got it, man.
Let's go.
First
Let's
try.
go.
First try. Good shit. Second icebreaker is a riddle. How are you with riddles?
I'm pretty bad.
Okay.
I'm pretty bad. This should be good.
So I'll give you the hardest one. This is the one that everyone kind of trips off of. The riddle is: the day before yesterday, I was 21. Next year, I will be 24. When is my birthday? Read it. The day before yesterday, I was 21, and the next year I will be 24. When is my birthday?
Oh, oh man, I'm so bad at this. I'm like, I'm just running through it. The day before yesterday, you were 21, and then next year you're gonna be 24. So isn't your birthday today?
No, it's not.
I'm gonna get caught in 4K lacking.
You good?
Oh gosh.
People have a hard time with this one, I'll tell you that.
I'm genuinely fried right now. Next year I am 24. Like, am I just saying it out loud? Like, is that how bad it is?
Oh no, you're not saying it out loud. It's a very specific date, and it makes sense because of this date. Any other circumstance, I don't think it would work.
If it's like February 29th or something, I'm gonna be annoyed.
Not that. It's not. People think it's the leap year.
Yeah.
It's another tricky time of the year, I would say.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying to think. Is it like around the New Year, like something like January 2nd or something weird like that?
It's around the New Year.
Oh.
It's around the New Year, but I can't say the exact time.
No, you gotta, oh gosh. Day before yesterday, I was 21. Next year, I'll be 24. Oh, next year, I'll be 20. Oh my word. Oh. Is it like it's like Christmas Eve or something? Or like December 23rd or something like that?
Oh, it was close, man. December 31st. So it's like, get it? I think you could work it out now after you find out the answer, but
I'm so mad.
1 week off. Good attempt though. Good attempt, man. I seen the gears in your mind.
If I take these off right now, you'll see steam just pouring out. Like, I gotta keep the lid on.
I gotcha, man. Well, thank you for participating.
Yeah, that was humbling.
Now you can use it. You could use it on other folks now. All right, man. Well, we'll move on to some more warm-up questions. This next one is, what would you like the audience to know about?
Ooh, I'm gonna get deep early, cause like, it's just gonna help me. It's gonna help me loosen up. I fail a lot. I would say what I am best at, the second best thing I am at, like my second best skill is making mistakes. My first one is learning from them. I'd say that is, so like at any point, if you just hear me talking, just know that like I had to fail a million ways to figure it out. Like nothing has come naturally to me. That's just not me. I think that's a good like ground to set, like when it comes to me.
Got you, man. I didn't know that's how you would describe yourself, and obviously I only knew you in a pocket of your life,
Yeah.
summer. But yeah, man, I'm very curious to hear things that you've kind of came across and you've become. I am with you. I fail a lot too, probably in a different sense and probably not as big, but I've been failing for a long time, and
Heard that.
you know what I mean. It's just and talking earlier about how I feel like it's universe is working in your favor too. Second question in the warm-up is, if someone were to pay you a tribute, how would you like to be honored? So if I was going to tell myself today I'm going to do something in the honor of Rassim, what kind of act could I do?
For me, it's like, I would say like the best way someone could pay tribute to me is just to like shout out like the people who brought them up, you know, like going back to your community. Because to me, that's like, and I'm not going to get too much into this because I'm sure we're going to get into it later, but for me, it's like I'm going to use very emotionless terms right now because I want to get into it later, but like you got to reinvest in the people that invest in you, you know? So like the best way to pay tribute to me is to like look up your OGs, like your family, your community, and serve them and do right by them, and like find every single person like that's like help build you up, and like that's a tribute to me. Like if you wanted to show me love, like that would be right there. Like that's big to me.
I can dig it, man. I can dig it. And you feel free to go deep into this one, man, because I think this is a good way to set the tone of the show. But on a scale from 1 to 10, how well do you know yourself?
Ooh, see, okay, I'm gonna hit this one. I would say if you asked me this like 2-3 years ago, I would say like a 3 or a 4. Right now, solid like 9. Like like solid. Like that is where I'm at right now. And what I mean by that is like I know that I'm a very fluid person. My opinions on things are changing. The way I view people, the way I view my relationships, and the version I am right now, I'm pretty locked into. But but like I know I'm always adapting and evolving and changing my mind and doubling back. So like I also know that number is gonna change. You know, like if something might happen tomorrow and I might be back down to like a 6. But right now, in this very moment, no, I'm in tune right now, and I'm blessed. You know, like I'm blessed to be in that like very small moment where there's like, you know, that sense of clarity. So great question. No, yeah, I'd say I'm in the pocket right now, but at any other given moment, it's usually, I'd say probably a 5 or below.
Show, man. I feel that too. It goes up and down, but I'm glad to hear you're in a space where you feel like you're taking control of it, you know? I think that's one of the things. What would you say is your favorite thing about your personality?
See, those are the hard ones right there, because it's like the self-love is, you know, it's still coming. For me, it's I don't know. I say about my personality, like I feel like I can bounce back, you know, like pretty quick, you know, like if I get like rattled, you know, or like if I feel like some energy's coming at me the wrong way, I feel like I can just like smile through it and just like, you know, just be kind to myself and in turn be kind to the situation. I would say that's probably like the vibe. Like that's something like I really appreciate. Like if I hear some nonsense, or like if someone's on some bullshit, I can just like keep laughing. Like I feel like I don't get stuck that often. So personality wise, I'd like that. I don't know. I feel like I've always kind of been like a funny guy. I like that. I feel like there's always a time to be serious and be solemn and be transparent, but you gotta have some fun. You just gotta have some fun.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So, man, well, we made it to the main portion of the interview where you start choosing some numbers. Would you like to go easy, medium, hard? Because there are 3 different levels, but or would you just like to, spend? It's up to you.
Let's shoot. I don't know. Let's go in. Honestly, it's what 10:30 for me right now. Like it's a late night. I've been on my mind all day. Like I think it could be fun, and then if we get too deep, we can twist it up with something light.
All right, yeah, no doubt. All right, man. Well, go ahead and throw me that first number.
All right, random number incoming. I got a 21.
21. What do you pray for?
Ooh, all right. So quick aside before I get into this. I feel like I'm not like religious per se. Like I wouldn't say like if someone, here's how I always phrase it. Like if someone like, put a gun to my head and is like what do you believe in? Or like who do you like answer to? I would definitely say God 100%. Like I do believe in like God as like the Lord, and I have a very close connection with a monotheistic God. Like that is me. But I don't know, if he's tied to anything. And if he is tied to anything, he definitely doesn't care if I like proselytize for him. I think he just cares that I'm like doing right by myself and doing right by other people. So let me get that out of the way, no disrespect to what anyone else believes at all, but that's like I have a very close relationship with God, just not any real banner. And so like when I pray, I do pray, I pray to God. I pray, I put my hands in the air, I pray to the Lord, and it's always clarity. I'd say 9 out of 10 times it's always just like just like the path, for both me and the people I care about. And I would say that, and with that, I would say like just the strength to carry through. Like I feel like one of the biggest pivotal moments in my life when things got a lot easier was when I was able to lean into my belief in God and stop and I stopped believing in myself. You know what I mean? Like it stopped becoming I wasn't strong enough, and it started becoming, it just wasn't the right time. Because I feel like a lot of things, especially when I was younger, when I would make mistakes, it would always boil down to like I wasn't good enough. And instead of being, patient and, and poised about it, and I'd say this led up to even like I'd say 5 or 6 years ago. Like I didn't get that spiritual until about then. So like that's, to me, that's what I pray for, like just like to be encouraged, to be inspired, to be better. And I feel like for me, that makes me better, because I feel like I'm not doing it for myself. Because I feel like I can't like I don't know, I'm getting tangential, but everyone does. But I don't know. If for me, it's easier to do something for someone than to do something for myself. So like I guess that's kind of self-serving, like in a turnaround kind of way. But I don't know. I believe that everyone, answers somewhere on the chain, whether it's another person. And for me, it's like I don't answer to any, man or anything like that. But like, I have my God there. So I don't know. That's something I don't really talk about. I think this is the first time I've like openly fleshed that out. So that was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, man. But, thank you for sharing. I never. For some people, this is an easy question to, but it's not for everybody. So, I could tell that's something that does weigh on your mind. So, thank you for sharing that. And you're right. I think the relationship with God is very personal, and it's very to each person. What connects us is that we do have this feeling that there's something bigger than us, right? But it doesn't necessarily have to be like you gotta see that thing exactly how I see it. Because for me, I like to think that I have God and the universe as the same term, So, I believe in the universe. I believe in God. They're the same thing to me. You feel me?
Absolutely.
So that's where I'm at with my spirituality. Thank you again, man. Go ahead and throw me another number.
All right, let's spin it. We're going to number 9.
Number 9.
Ooh.
What do you feel like you've taken for granted?
Ooh. I can go in on this one. Ooh. I feel like the one thing I've definitely taken for granted is the advice of my elders. I think I've taken, I've taken that for granted a lot. I think many moments in my life would have been very avoidable if I had just listened to someone who'd already lived that experience. And a lot of that has to do with me thinking I'm the smartest person in the room, which, like, it's definitely an ego problem, and it's one I struggle with, day to day. It's not something I like, but it's just something in the back of my head that, and so sometimes my dumb ass has to figure it out. It's like I can see the pan is on the stove, but I had to touch it. So one thing I've definitely taken for granted, is that, like my parents saying, maybe you should focus on this instead of that, or like a teacher or a mentor, saying like, maybe your priorities are in the wrong place, or maybe you're thinking about this the wrong way, or maybe you're taking a non-personal issue personally. If my mom sees this, which who knows, like, for example, I made a decision to quit an obligation because I did not like the culture. This was recent, and she straight up told me, she's like, you're gonna feel self-righteous now, but you're gonna feel like an idiot, like when your emotions carry over and you realize that you're just kind of wasting time. And lo and behold, I feel exactly like that. And so yeah, I would say that. And I feel like, to me, like, I'm getting better at not doing that. The example I just gave you was like 8 months ago, so I'm still working on it.
No, it's funny that your mom kind of put in those words, because I've had, like, since you met me, I probably had like 10 plus jobs, man. I keep it moving. I do have that feeling of self-righteousness for like a week. After that, why did I leave? Or I could have done it differently. I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's the same feeling. Something I'm working on as well. That trying to be humble. Yeah. Thank you for that answer.
No, I feel that. I feel you. I know. I can like see it like right there. I think we both know, and that's the funny part. Like, yeah.
Yeah, man. I think even back then, like when I first met you, we vibed. That whole like little group that we had in our suite. Is that what we call it?
Yeah, I guess a floor.
Suite.
I don't know. Whatever it is. Yeah. That's so ancient. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No.
I'm trying to find my way to be out to everybody. Hopefully stop by on the show. We'll see.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. You know why I never came back? Or I didn't.
Why?
Well, the interview rounds for our race to come back, I don't know what I was thinking. Oh yeah, I bent some rules for the guy to, like, so they could bond more, or they could have like time to like build. I know I said that in front of our head RA and the new director, thinking like it was a good idea to show them that I had my own way of building relationships, doing that stuff, and they were like, oh nah, you're not invited back. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you'd think like being honest with them, because like there was some shit that's happened there. I mean,
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. That's weird to me. It's like, okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm not. Yeah.
No, that's in the past. That's in the past.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I want to throw you a curveball right now.
All right, hit me.
It's gonna be a fill in the blank, but
okay.
It is. I'm too old to blank.
Man, oh, dude, I have this feeling of how I want to answer this, but I can't find the words. Oh,
take your time.
Oh, I'm too old. Oh God, it's like I'm feeling it right now, just cause I would say, feel like man. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Like, I feel like I'm too old to be in my head over like simple shit, and I have to explain it because I can't like get it into like a blank. I'm sorry, I'm breaking the mold.
You're good, man. You're
But
good.
like, I would say, you know, like simple, I would say, like, you know, like simple like interactions, you know, like things that like actually mean nothing, just like overthinking them, or like, you know, coming up with scenarios in my head. Like sometimes I'll be at the supermarket and I'll see like this really loud ass person, and like I'll start thinking of 100 different scenarios that if they like interact with me, like what I would do. Like if they start yelling at me, like how I would have to respond. Like I start curating. So I'd say that is something I feel like I'm too old to do. Like be worried about how to like interact and like I always have to, like, that's something I feel I'm too old to do. There we go. It's coming out. I feel like I am too old to be always like curating my social interactions. Like I have to think about, like I have to mentally prepare myself to go out, because I have to, you know, I gotta have the pocketbook of you know, responses ready. Like if my homies are like, all right, let's go out, let's go grab a drink or something, like I have to mentally prepare. Like it's not something you can hit me up about and I'll be there in an hour. Like I have to, like, you know, I have to be in the headspace. Like I have to be prepped to handle the bullshit. So I feel like I'm a little old for that. You know, I feel like, especially as I'm getting more comfortable in my own body, I should be able to just kind of vibe. But I don't know if I'm just anxious or I'm just like low-key neurotic. I mean, high-key neurotic. But yeah, that for sure, you know.
So would you say, you mentioned something about being an overthinker, which I think I am as well.
Mm-hmm.
Say that's more of a gift or a curse?
Curse, 100%. Curse, 100%. Cause like it's useful when it's like a rich way to live life, you know. Like I feel like when you overthink, and especially like when you overthink and you learn how to be like vulnerable with it, I feel like you're able to really communicate yourself in a way that a lot of people can't, because you've just thought this through. And I think as a whole, it's made me a more empathetic person, because I don't really, like, I try my best to kind of think through all the angles. I mean, I'm not perfect, you know. I don't always accomplish that, but I would say it's a blessing in that regard. But it's like, it's one of those things where like sometimes you just do it over the simplest shit. Like someone you'll say hi to someone and they like won't react, and like they'll kind of have like a little bit of an attitude, but like you don't know, it's also 10 in the morning, so they just might not have had a cup of coffee yet. And then you start going down that rabbit hole. Like, does this person like not have enough caffeine, or like you know, are they on some shit? And then so like it's, and I feel like it's a lot more of that. But I guess the follow-up I'd say to that is I wouldn't change it up though. Like I feel like the relationships I have that I value come from people accepting that my dumbass is gonna overthink everything, and they're okay with it. And I feel like the richness of my relationships come from the fact that a lot of my friends are like the same, and we just kind of talk it out, and like we're able to share our own anecdotes because we've been thinking over the same scenario. So wouldn't trade it, but definitely not a net fan of it.
I got you. I mean, honestly, when I think about it, I can't imagine be like if I, and I'm not saying that I think like, I don't think I think as much as you, the way you're describing it, but I definitely overthink on, especially the shit that makes me feel bad. That's something I think you just kind of pick up if you're growing up in that kind of state. Would you say you're the biggest overthinker amongst friends? Because I feel like I'm even more friends with folks who overthink as well. So I'm always wondering who's the one who's thinking the most, like overthinking the most. Say you're the biggest one, or you got some competition?
I got some competition for sure, but for me it's like, I feel like it's gonna sound lame, but like I feel like we got categories, you know. Like I have homies who like will overthink a lot on like interpersonal relationships. So like for example, like homies that are like, oh, homegirl acting up, you know, or something like that. I have friends who overthink on, you know, like the kind of stuff I'm talking about. For me, where I feel like I overthink the most is I always get caught on like the existential overthink. Like that's where I am, you know. Like I will be in the shower and then, you know, I'll just be, you know, do my thing, and then I'll be like, you know what, if an asteroid was like coming this way, like what would we do? Like and that'll just hit me and I'll start thinking about what we would do. Like my dumbass would know what we would do. And then like I just start like panicking, and then I get out of the shower and I just tell my homies like, yo, I'm stupid, I just ruined like a whole shower because I thought about an asteroid. Even though like there's people at NASA who get like paid to do that, and I did it. I didn't even do it that well. So I feel like everyone has like their category, like you know, among my friends. But the most, I hope not. I mean, I feel like mine are the most trivial because I feel like theirs are about real life things. Like I get overthinking about, you know, your relationships and stuff, but I really out here be thinking about like, you know, what happens after we die all the time. Even though like I know everyone's thinking about that, but like that's the stuff that I'm just like stuck on.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, no, I wouldn't say the worst, but definitely like the least translatable.
Interesting. And you said you think about the existential stuff, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you: is existing enough?
I tell myself that every single day, because like, you know, along with my like faith structure and whatnot, I haven't fleshed out the last part, which is like what happens. I actually like, I don't know the right way to put this, but when I start thinking about stuff like that, like it's like a logic error, you know, like I don't know any other way to put it, but like I actually stop thinking in like a bad way, like in like a lockup kind of way, and I don't get like emotional per se, but I just get like nothing that I think anyone would notice in public, but like definitely something that I was like, I feel like I'm locked up for at least like 30 seconds, probably like 2, but like in my head. Yeah, no, I don't even know where the question started. I just got locked up.
No, yeah. Yeah, my bad. Didn't mean to lock you up like that.
It's cool. No, that was good. Just hit me with the question one more time. I think I was gonna circle back somewhere and then I just died.
Is existing enough?
Absolutely. There we go. Yeah, that's what I focus on. That was the moral of that story. That's what I think everyone should focus on. I feel like the present moment is literally everything. And for me, like I try and exist in each present moment. And I look back on the past a lot, I will admit, but my goal, like every day I try and remind myself, like be here and like be present, because like you'd be surprised. I don't know, you just be surprised what you find. And I feel like a lot of the richness I found recently is because like I'm just committed to staying here. And for me, it takes a lot of focus to just like be here, but it's good. I don't know, it feels like good work, you know. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that's the wave right now.
For sure, man. For sure. All right, man. Go ahead and throw me another number.
All right. Let's see what the generator got. Wow, it moved all the way to 4.
4. How do you define ego?
Oh, wow. For me, I feel like ego, like just outside of like the dictionary definition, like a sense of self, I feel like ego is when you bet on yourself, you know, like even when you have no reason to. And I'm not talking about like, again, I'm splitting ego as like a sense of self from like having like an ego. Like that's what I'm trying to speak on right now. And I feel like it's betting on yourself even when there's just no reason to. And like just betting on yourself. Like I feel like that's what ego is. Like, yeah, I feel like that's a good place to start with that one.
For sure. For yourself, would you say your ego's been more of a friend or more of an enemy?
An enemy, 100%. An enemy, 100%. Dude, I'm telling you right now, like just like I was saying earlier with like, I wish I would have listened to that advice. The ego, bro, that for me, that is something that I compete with every day. Like when I hear things I disagree with, in my rational brain, I'm like, you know, we should discuss this. we should figure this out. Like maybe I am wrong. But then in like my actual, you know, passive brain, subconscious, I'm like, that's dumb as shit. Like what the hell? And like that's, to me, that's the ego, like betting on my own opinions, you know, or like having like a predisposed notion that I get it, even though it's being explained to me a completely different way, you know, like going back to like getting advice from like my peers and my elders and whatnot. So I would say in that regard it's hurt me, but at the same time it has helped me, because at the same time, like if you're not gonna bet on yourself, who is, you know?
Yeah.
Like sometimes that confidence is like come through. Like there's been like I was just talking to some homies today, and because we have like a mutual peer that they're like afraid of for some reason. And they asked me, they're like, well, why are you so casual with them? And I straight up said, I walk into a room thinking I'm the dumbest person in the room, and I just act like it. And the worst thing that's gonna happen is I am the dumbest person in the room. And the best thing that's gonna happen is that I'm not. And people are gonna be like, oh, and that's just like, in my head, like that is literally what I think about. And you know, in the back of my mind, I'm like, nah, you ain't dumb. Like, you might not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but you're pretty sharp. But no, like that's like how I like have tried to carry myself, just kind of reducing myself and like letting the ego kind of come through, and like with that confidence, you know, being able to, you know, just kind of talk and do my thing, but at the same time being like, all right, you know. So right now I'm trying to, like, that's what I was talking about when I was saying like I'm feeling myself right now. Like I feel like I'm on that fine line, because I feel like I always was that kid, especially like around the time that we met. Like I always felt like I was betting on myself. And I was like, you know, it was just like, I would say the years afterwards, especially like end of high school and like undergrad, like I was just always betting on myself for nothing. Like I was just an asshole. And
Really?
now I think I mean, that's how I feel. I don't know. And I feel like maybe the past doesn't treat me as kindly as I treat myself now. But no, I just felt evil, you know. I just felt like I was like egotistical little bitch, you know. And I hate to like be like that brunt about it, but that's how I look back. So like, you know, like this question is like, it's something like I mean, quick aside, like back when I finished school, I went home and I like stayed at home for a couple years before I came back out here, and I went to therapy during that time. And like this was, I think, one of my favorite topics to talk about, because I'd always ask like, yo, how do I separate like the ego from like all of like the self-doubt, you know, and like the judging myself all the time and overthinking? Because like I would always say like I'm the worst narcissist because I have an ego, but I also like shit on myself all the time. like I'm not one or the other. So again, I know all over the place, but I would say, I don't know, I'd say definitely a curse. Like it's something you have to keep in check. But like, where do you get your confidence from if you don't have it, you know? So glad I have it, but like I wish I had less of it, you know?
I mean, dude, I totally know where you're coming from. Same thing, same deal. I have this irrational belief in myself, but I also don't feel like I deserve it, any of it, you know? Like I don't know what it is. It's like I know I can do it. I know I want to do it. I don't think I deserve it stuff. So I don't know. That's like just a constant flux, and maybe that's where self-love comes. Still working on it.
Every day.
Yeah, ask my friends and the people close to me. They, you know, but yeah. So it is a trip, and man, I mean, I think you might. Your experience is your experience. I'm not gonna tell you how to feel about it, but
no, for sure, no. Yeah, what's up?
Don't be so hard on yourself, man. Like, you know, you talking about how like you weren't taking advice when you were younger. I think that's a lot of us. You feel me? Like a lot of us do think we know what's best, which for better or worse, there's kids out there who do know that about themselves, but like not everybody. Not I didn't even felt that same way. Yeah, it takes a lot to. I mean, you already thought about it. You already think you were wrong in doing so. For some people, it takes a long time to admit that or come to that realization. Yeah, I think you'll be better off for it. Yeah, I got you when you were talking. I had a lot of stuff come up, but I just can't get to it all. But definitely appreciate your answers, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
Go ahead and throw me another number.
Spin it again. All right, let's go. All right, we got. Okay, I'm gonna spin it again. It just went to 8. Like I feel like this thing's bugging. Actually, let me look. What's 8? No, yeah, I'm bugging. That doesn't sound that fun.
You sure?
Or my user, dude, I'm just super busy. All right, I'm gonna spin it one last time. Oh my god. All right, I just spun 6. Ooh. Ooh.
I mean, this one is it's a little heavy, man. So I mean, I don't know. It could be heavy for you, might not be. It's different for everyone.
Let's save it for the last one. Just cause like I feel like if we talk on that kind of level, then I'll be there. You know, like the overthinking will kick. Like I'm actively blocking that question out right now. But I'd love to get to it as the last one.
We'll do that.
All right, spinning again. I got an 11.
11.
Oh my god.
What?
It's just like 6.
Oh, when you spun it again?
Yeah, I got 11 off of it. Okay.
I'm gonna just bring it up to the easy level real quick, just for like a fun one.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it.
Where's your happy place?
Ooh. Yo, okay. I didn't know about it until recently, but so I copped a soundbar recently. Got a subwoofer, a soundbar. I'm sure the neighbors downstairs hate it. Do not care. Like, I don't use it late at night. I use it during business hours. Don't feel bad. But my happy place, honestly, has just been like laying in bed, music on. I put the music on the TV, so I see the album art, and I just listen to it, and like, you know, sunshine coming out the window. I got, you know, I have 2 windows in my apartment, good sun, no tall buildings. You know, like my happy place has just been like being, I don't know the right way to put it, like just like enveloped, you know, just like in that, like it's like a moment, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm just in this place, and I don't want to. And I'm a very social guy, but in that moment, I don't want to talk to nobody. Phone is under the bed. I'm tucked in my blankets. I might fall asleep. I might not. I don't know. You know, I'm just like there. You know, and nothing matters except just like staying there. So that's recently, I would say that's my happy place. And if I had to drag it any further, I'd say it's like that's just like the best vibe I've ever had. I'd say that. Or you know, back home, like being with the dog, you know, like I'll lay in bed and he'll just like lay on top of me, and just like being right there, like because he's so energetic, but just right there when he's just trying to vibe. Like I'd say right there.
You know, it's funny. You were just describing your apartment. It made me think of like a cocoon, dog. Like, you know, you're in a metamorphosis part of your life, or you know, you changing, and now you got this place where you could kind of recharge, do your thing. But I think, you know, yeah, I'm still in my cocoon shit. Like this is my room, so I know that feeling, bro. Gonna throw you another curveball right now, which is it's gonna be a shout out question. You could keep it vague, but if you'd like, feel free to shout someone out specific. But who's been your favorite either teacher, mentor, or coach?
I'm gonna have to shout out a couple people, sure. And I will 100% be shouting out. Like, I'm not gonna keep that vague, because I mean, just going back to what I was saying, like, if you're gonna pay tribute to me, you gotta pay tribute to your community. So I'd say mentors wise, I'll go age wise. So when I was in high school, Brad Brzezinski, leadership advisor at my high school. This dude just believed in me, you know? And some people, you know, I don't know, you know, everyone has their different opinions about everyone, but like me personally, like he always been there for me, been supportive of me, and just all around like community guy. You know, he grew up in the area and then started teaching, you know, where he went to high school, and just like for me that instilled the sense of community in me, and like giving back to community. And to be clear, that's what I want to do with my life. You know, like I think one of the big things that I get to enjoy, because, you know, Mr. B, you know, is like I want to spend the rest of my life giving back to the place I grew up. Like that's where I want to be. And I think it starts there, you know, with like someone, you know, that important to me, you know, believing in me and believing, you know, just in I can't like find the words. Like I'm just like incredibly grateful. You know, it's like one of those things where it's like, you know, you wouldn't be like the same person. Like this is like a generation. To me, it's like a generational person. Like this is someone I would never meet, you know, anywhere else except for like in this place, in this time, and like it was so much more pivotal for it. Um, so that's the first one. I have one more. I have like a million, so I apologize for anyone I leave out. But like I'd say the other one that really sticks out is this is a gentleman who was one of my professors in college. He was my professor senior year. His name is Dr. Merrick, and I'm gonna give everyone like a quick aside. I was, you know, I don't think I'm stupid. I do not think I am stupid, but I was dumb as shit in college. Like on paper, I like if I pulled the transcript up here right now, you would think like just absolute idiot. Like I was in a mental place where nothing mattered. Like I was just not trying. I simply was just not trying. Like I do not know how I did not fail out. I mean, I do know because like this man was like there for me. And there's two things about him that I appreciate so much. One, it's the first time I ever saw someone like that comes from like my background, like, you know, like North African, like he's not Algerian like me, but like, you know, Tunisian. Like, so it was the first time I saw someone from my background, like in the field I wanted to be in. So there's the first thing. I was like, all right, yo, like it didn't mean anything to me until later on when I realized why it meant something to me. Like I wanted to impress this guy because I was like, you know, this is where I'm trying to be. Two, he wouldn't take me being dumb as just like the end all be all. Like this is a man who like has supported me and who has been here for me. You know, like when I ended up wanting to go to grad school 2 years later, I hadn't talked to him in 2 years. I like talked to him about it. And you know, not only did he write me a letter of rec, but he said something that like stuck with me. And he was like, you know, like this is a, because I got in, you know, thank the Lord I got in. And I emailed him. I was like, hey, I got in, thank you so much. And he told me, he's like, this is like a big opportunity and I don't want you to like waste it. Like, do not throw this away. He's like, this is like a golden like chance. Like, do not waste it. And one, he didn't have to say that at all. But like, the fact that like, you know, he remembered that like my dumbass is prone to wasting opportunities, and two, just like saying that is just like a level of concern where it's like I think about that a lot, and I haven't said anything yet. You know, like I just finished my first year. Went really well, by the way. You know, bless up. But like I'm waiting to like just tell him that like that's like what goes through my mind when I'm like about to get lazy. Like I don't want to like ever go back to him and be like, yeah, I blew it. You know. So like that's definitely like a big thing. Like, and like, you know, some people might tell me, well, why does it even matter? Like that, it matters like that, you know, like he's not like a parent of mine or like a friend or anything, but it's like, that's what I hear when I like start getting weak, you know, it's like, this is your chance, bud. So, and I don't know, I'm not the type of person who believes in like fail or fly kind of stuff. Like I don't think in absolutes like that. But I don't know. It's been nice. You know, it's been nice having like kind of like a backbone in such a like a fluid time in my life. But yeah, so those are two people I'll definitely shout out. There's many more. And I will, you know, I hope to take many moments of my life, you know, recognizing them, but in the here and now for sure.
Yeah, man. That was dope. That was dope. Shout out. I can't recall their names right now, but shout out to the folks that kind of help lead you, man.
Yeah, no, I would not be anywhere near where I am now without them, and I'm very thankful.
For sure. Just a heads up, man. We got about 10 minutes left in the pod. I want to thank you again for stopping by, and yeah, definitely appreciate the energy you brought. You know, because it sounded like you really wanted to go deep in it, and we appreciate that, man.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
Right. Well, go ahead and throw me one more number.
All right, let's go. I got number 18. 18.
I'm gonna go middle. Just so it's neither too hard or too easy, but how has racism affected you?
Not like it hasn't really been applicable to me, I'll be honest. Like that's like not really something I feel like I can address.
Word.
Yeah, like I've never like you know, I'd say more like faith-based kind of stuff, because like I grew up Muslim, but race-wise, I've always kind of just been like ambiguously brown. So I've like actually never I've just been like not white or not black, you know. So I mean, I feel like for a lot of people that is important, and I'm not trying to diss on that. Like I'm not trying to like make a caricature of it at
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's just your personal experience.
yeah,
Uh,
but not too much to be honest with you. Like I would be capping right now if I said like it was like a big part of my life.
I feel you.
But definitely the homies, and so I guess in that way, it's like I definitely have a lot of friends that like experience it. It pisses me off, but like no, personally, not too much.
I got you. So sometimes it be like that, man. So
Yeah.
thank you for your honesty. All right, well, we made it to the concluding portion. I still got that one question from earlier, but I will save it for last.
Yeah.
But this next question is gonna be from my previous guest. Shout out Donita, and her question for you is, what is the best way to achieve your dreams or to get the life that you want?
The best way. Wow, great question, Donita. Yo, shout out. That's a great question. I gotta show love for that. Man, if I'm gonna just draw on my own experience, because I gotta believe in that. I feel like the best way to go after your dreams is just to, I'm trying to find the right way to put it. It's just, like, just start doing things that feel right. I feel like that's the best way. Like just because I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like whether you know what you want to do or not, like I'm in a place where I do know, so like I have that kind of clarity, but a lot of people don't. So I feel like just doing things that feel right, even if like you're not good at them, because you'll just do bad and then get better, or you'll just or you'll be a phenom, or you'll learn that that's not what you're into. I don't know. That's like, to me, it just goes back to just making mistakes and like learning from, like, to me, that's how you get to the dream. Because like if you asked me at 16 years old what the answer to that question, I'd be like, oh, you gotta do well in school and do an internship. And that's bullshit. That is literally bullshit, because I did neither of those things, but like I feel like I'm on my path, so I feel like it's nothing that concrete. Like I feel like it's really just like just doing what you think, like what feels good, like what, like, and oh god, don't get me started on any of that. If you love what you're doing, you won't work a day. No, if you love what you're doing, you're gonna work. You're gonna become a slave to it, because it's gonna matter so much. So like, don't get me started on any of that. But like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting frantic, because like that's just such a good question.
I like how you said that though, about I'm a slave to. That's an interesting. Like I think that's more realistic than the other phrase. You feel me?
Oh, you're taking it home. You're taking it home. You're talking to your kids about it. You're talking to your wife or your friends, or if you love what you do, like that is not a job. That is your art. Like that is your message. Like if you love what you do, like that's not work. That's that's you. And you don't take, you are not a 9-to-5, that is a whole experience. So yeah, no, but, so when you're going to live in your dream, I feel like that's living your art, and that's more than a 9-to-5. So just doing what feels good, even when you're not actively trying to work, I feel like gets you there, like even in the off times, like, even listening to music and, like thinking to yourself, oh, like, just thinking and like feeling good. Like, I feel like that just gets you there, like just all the little stuff that makes you feel like you're living life properly. That's what gets you there. Yeah.
Dig that, man. I dig it a lot. My next question is, what would you like to ask the next guest that comes on to 34 questions? Go heavy or light. It's up to you.
I'll keep it somewhere in the middle. I'll let them set the tone. I've thought of it a little bit, but like, I feel like for me, dancing on a couple right now. All right, this one, yeah, this one could be really deep, but it could not be. So like, whoever comes after me, like, bless up, like, do whatever you need to do. If you could parent yourself, how would you do it? Like,
if you could parent yourself,
like let's say like the kid I had was like baby me, so like same personality, same quirks. How would you raise yourself? Like, what would you do? And maybe you do the same thing your parents did. Maybe you wouldn't. Maybe, they take that whatever direction you would. But how would you raise you? Like, what would you do to nurture you, like, as a child? So yeah, like, how? Like, I hope that's not like, too far in. But that's, I don't know. That's something I'd be asking myself a lot.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah. What would I do different, or would I do the same?
Like when you feel like you're misunderstood, like what would you do that you like felt you were misunderstood about? Or like even on like a lighter note, like what would you, like how would you react if you saw yourself acting up? Would you laugh? Like, and by the way, that you're raising yourself. You're raising yourself. Like, would it be funny? Would it be weird? Like, like just like even on that level. So I don't know.
That makes me even more curious because like I know it's not always this case, but there are some cases where your kid is like the kid is like the parent, right? Almost, clone. So yeah, it's those cases where there are parents who are aware that, damn, this kid is really me. They have that opportunity to kind of like, but then sometimes, kids aren't like their parents at all. Yeah, so I mean, now you gave me something to chew on, so appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, would you like that question now before we get to the final question? Want to say if you want to flip it, or up to you.
Let's flip it. Let's just save it at the end, like put a bow on it.
All right, man. Well, this next one is the question that ties everything together. But what would you like your descendants to know about you, or what would you like to tell them if they're watching this 500 years from now?
All right, I think I can bundle all of this. Actually, I think I can bundle all of this. This is because it does tie into that. Because that's something I think about, and I think that's something that like really messes with me, I would tell them that like there's no way you're going to be remembered forever, I would tell them you're not like a part, there is a time where like all of this just gets forgotten, and everything that we do at some point is going to be just like erased, and none of this is going to matter. And that's something that keeps me up at night. That is something like that is like, if I think about it for more than like 5 minutes, it's waterworks. Like, none of this matter, like in that regard, in terms of like what we physically leave behind, or the things we build, or anything that's like permeable. Like, none of that matters, like even memories, like people, we'll move on, time will move on, I'll be like, I'm here, and there's so many beautiful things I want to do, but like all of that only matters in the context of like the moment you live in. And so like if my folk were listening to this X years down the row, I would say, like, whatever you're gonna do, just like make it matter to the people who are there, make it worth their while, and be authentic about it, argue, be emotional, be kind, be loving, but like just be present, I mean, like, really try and touch the lives of the people around you as positively as you can, and be honest with yourself, I'd say that's, I don't know, that's to me what I think about, because like that's what's always going through my head, that like even if I created the most insane piece of technology on earth, I was the next Albert Einstein. So, what does that mean? I might be in a history book for a couple 100 years, might be like, some Isaac Newton shit, like something that educated people might read about, but it doesn't matter. But like what I can do is, be a loving member of my family. I can create lasting relationships. I can make people feel like they're valued and seen and known in the lives that they lead. I can feel fulfilled in my own life and feel seen and known and loved by the people around me. And that matters a lot more, because you only get to do that once. And so, for me, I feel like that's both answers right there. It's like that's something that like can really break me down, is just thinking about all the people that I love and I care about, and that we're all here for such a short time, and that, you know, you just got to be real about it. And even people that like you aren't family with, like, you know, just like letting them know you love them and you care about them and you respect them, you know, just like all of that, you know.
I mean, the fact that whoever's lives they're a part of, I think that's family. Because like you said, like this whole thing is pretty much, it's so random we're put in this time frame and this location, and you know, being at Smash the same time. You know, I could have been there a different year when you're not there. So yeah, we're all a part of each other's like life experience, which is pretty fucking crazy. But we don't treat each other that way all the time. Not everybody does. So shame, but
No. Yeah, and just like even having like, when's the last? And like, I mean, I'm not trying to put either of us on blast, but the last time we had a real conversation like of like substance was probably 2013.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But we're back here now, and we're able to, you know, just kind of like hash it out. Like, you know, it's been 2 days, not, you know, 8 years. So like to me, that's the kind of legacy I want to lead. You know, like you know, to me, you're folk. You know, like we've been there. You know, you're someone I've been able to be vulnerable and open to, and that doesn't change. You know. That's just like what the depth and quality of the relationships you make are. And to me, that's everything. That is everything in a bag of chips. And yeah, no, that's something I wish everyone felt like, you know, just like being able to just be there and just say what's up, you know, just how you feel.
Yeah, you know, man, that's the vibe I get from people sometimes, is that they want to, but for some reason, like, you know, we try to act like we're better than each other. And I don't know if that's just because our society is in default mode in that way. You know, it's like, yeah, we kind of have to be stepping on each other, but you know, like that's why I appreciate the energy that you brought, because it's like we just pick up where we left off, and it's because, you know, we're two humans experiencing this thing called life, and we recognize that even back then to where we are now. So appreciate it. And my very last thing for you, man, it's actually a motto, or a mantra. Is there another word for mantra or motto that you know of that sounds better? But
I don't know. Yeah,
you can think about it later. You can let me know. But it's just, you're gonna finish the sentence of these 3 phrases, and it's I am, I can, and I am blank, I can blank, I will blank.
Whoo! I'd say I am alive. I can listen. I will serve. I think those are all 3 of like kind of my, like, that's my wavelength in 3 words.
And I
yeah, you know, man. Like that's just where I want to be right now, you know.
I gotcha. Any last things you want to say before we head out?
I just want to show you some love, man. I mean, like I've been keeping up with this project for a minute, and it's been cool. And like I'm glad that we were able to catch up. And I love what you're doing, man. Keep it up.
Thank you, man. You mentioned earlier like how people keep going, and at this point, been, you know, love shown by you and other folks that have supported me. Just saying yes, you know, like I reached out to hella folks, and you know, not everybody's down. It's not for everyone. So you know, it's just cool when people, and it does make me feel like I'm doing something right in my life. We talked about failure, doing what feels right. So, you know, I don't know if you knew, but 3 years ago I tried to start a clothing brand, but I'm not a business mind at all. So I was really just like, oh, you know, I'm gonna just spread this message, people are gonna fuck with it, but you know, that's not a viable business. So but it felt right, and for whatever reason it kind of brought me, and those skills have helped me with this, so maybe that's why it felt right, even though I was failing. Yeah, man. And thank you for the kind words, man. It means a lot. But yeah, for the folks out there, want to thank you too for stopping by, checking it out on Spotify or wherever you listening or watching on YouTube and whatnot. Remember to reach out, reach forward. As always, much love, and we'll catch you guys next time on 34 Questions.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me.